Well, hello there. And this is Auntie, and this is number 4 of 5 in our terrific Tuesday marathon. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been with your auntie for the long haul, thank you so much for being here. We're going to go ahead on and get into this review of Dinner with Pedro, 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, Season 3, Episode 9. I am absolutely delighted to be doing this one. Most of this review will be done by you, the viewers. I am going to open up the phone lines very, very soon. I am not going to be doing a lot of review on this because I am just itching to know what you all feel about it. And so I want to really give the floor to you and give you the opportunity, the reviewer, the chance to talk about this. I think it is just absolutely fun and it thrills your auntie to no end to come back and to hear your voices. Let me put my glasses on so I can do a couple of little shout outs out there. I want to say hi to Indika Rutledge, Kim from Philly, Jennifer Chandler, Princess of the King and King of Kings, Kathy Kwan, Mary Schreiner, Trina Carter, Mary Lorena, um, who is this? Alexandria Hernandez. She said, it's not letting me see. Boo, go out and come back in, okay? Jennifer Chandler. Yeah, I can't see Auntie either. Yes, I'm ready to chat. Okay, I can see. Okay, so some people are saying they can see, and some people are saying can't see. I can see. Trina Carter said, damn it, I can see. Long as I can see, we good. I think both families are savage. It was a huge deal because it got physical. But let's all remember how she was treated in his country. Okay, Alexandria. So if you can all just give me a one, if you can see me, hit a one, give me a number one. If you can see me, and then I will move on. Okay, thank you, Sarah. Okay, I got enough one. So let's go ahead on and get into this damn thing. So, of course, we know that there has been a lot of bad blood in family Chantel. We see Chantel basically going through the process of looking her brother over and seeing that he basically got his butt tore up by Nicole. Nicole then scratched him and everything, and the only thing that she lost was two strips of her weave. Mama Chantel is muy, what is it? Muy loa, or whatever the hell Mama was shouting. I thought that that was absolutely ghetto of her, and I frankly could not believe that she felt like that was a victory dance. I didn't know whether or not it was tribal or what. It's not part of my culture. I don't know what the hell it is. Maybe somebody can call in and tell me what the hell Mama thought that she was doing. But guys, basically, your son got bit in the face. Now, the earlier caller said that she just saw lipstick on his face. Well, no, I zoomed in and he absolutely looked like he had a dog bite on his face. And that's why they didn't get out the car. You see what I'm saying? When they were over there in the DR and they had all of those, wild heathen animals out there. That's why they didn't get out because they didn't want to get bit. And so Nicole said, you know what, I'm going to make sure that I bite their ass. Okay, cling, cling, cling to the dog bite. All right, cling is. So basically, she's telling us that River has not talked to her. River, who was once a puddle, is now a drip. And so basically, she is brokenhearted because her brother, and everybody else in the family is blaming her, including her husband. We see her, basically go over to her little girlfriend's Gigi's house and she sits with Gigi and she tells Gigi half of the story. Now, Chantel, if you're going to sit back and you're going to recall the story, recall it all, boo. Don't break the story up and say that, my he stood up and he came across the room without saying that your brother slung a lion, that tried to hit him, that he called him the N word because I did look at it. And there was something that he said that TOC bleeped out. Now they did a little Antonio on him and censored that. But it absolutely looked like he had called him the N word. Now, I don't know. This is alleged. It just looks like it from my opinion. But when you say that word, it's time to rumble. Like it's time for it to go down. Now, Pedro was absolutely wrong for pointing at the mother and hollering at the mother and everything, but they was egging it on. I mean, come on, let's just tell the truth and shame the devil up in God's house, okay? They were egging it on. And for the mother to sit there and make a comment and say, we were nice and hospitable. No, you weren't. You weren't nice and hospitable. You were basically setting them up. You set the whole scenario up. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm with Pedro on this. Chantel should not have been telling her business. And then you go and you take the biatch way out of it. And you can't even come home for a couple of days. You sleeping on your sister's sofa. For what? Take your ass home and deal with, the consequences of your actions. You went back and told your family all of this stuff, instigating a fight between the family, and you're sitting there, the first one in there crying. What the hell are you crying for? I'm just like on Winter. Sea Air, why are you crying? Shut the hell up. Get yourself together. She should have got backslapped for starting all of this mess. You wanted to confront Nicole. You felt like you were being bullied and verbally abused by Nicole and Pedro. So what you wanted to do was have a dinner, set Nicole up for a fall. Nicole fell, but she didn't fall without scratching and biting. Okay? It is what it is. Now you're over there at your girlfriend's Gigi house telling half of a story and wanting someone to feel sorry for you, saying that now you feel responsible. No, now you're feeling the weight of what you started. You started this crap. You and your mama. Your mama sitting up there after they see all the scratches, Winter. I feel like I'm talking about a damn calendar. Winter basically it's like I ought to whoop her, I ought to whoop her ass. Mama told me somebody hold my rings. How many times you gonna ask somebody to hold your rings? How many damn rings do you have? Is this okay? What is this? Is this the Lord of the Rings? Are you the Queen of the Rings? So she finally goes home and she sits down and she wants to, basically have a talk with Pedro. Pedro says she ain't been there and he don't understand why she's not talking to him. I'm saying, okay, what? What do you mean? So basically, Pedro took responsibility for what he did. He did not feel like he was wrong. He sent his sister back to the Dominican Republic because she did not feel safe. And actually, she is not safe. He did the right thing and she did the right thing. Because I'm trying to tell you, we would have fought and fought and fought and fought until I felt like I won. Now, River, Puddle, Drip, has basically, done an apology on Instagram. And Auntie just happens to have a little bit of clip of it. So we're going to play Winter's apology. I guess he's on an apology tour. But let's see if we can play this for a while. I'm hoping that you all can hear it. I'll turn the volume up as high as I can so that you all can hear this apology from Drip.
Pedro, he was doing this, and he told my parents to shut up. And I said, you can't disrespect my parents like that. He stood up. And people are saying it looks like I threw something, but see, from where I stood up, I couldn't even see Pedro. All I did was hit the lamp. It was like a little lamp of everything. That's all I hit the lamp. Because I was getting frustrated. And when I'm frustrated, I don't want to take it out on nobody else. I really try to just what I'm saying. And I'm actually mad. To be honest, I'm mad at myself because I don't like getting out of character like that, honestly. I'm mad at myself. Like I don't regret it, but I'm mad at myself. I don't like getting out of character like that, man. because nobody should get me out of my character. Your mom is the real me. Why you couldn't hit his face though? I mean, shoot, you saw him holding his lip. I must have hit something. His sister went right for you. Bro, I don't really know. Angel, he was doing this, and he told my parents to shut up. And I said, you can't disrespect my parents like that.
So he sits there. According to him, they made him come out his character. They tell him about, your mama the truth and the sister came right at you. He ain't say nothing about that damn sister, did he? Because he wants somebody to put a good ass whooping on you. You don't want to talk about them anymore. Here's the thing. You say that Pedro was pointing at your mom and your daddy. He absolutely was, because your mama was talking about rearranging chairs and all of that kind of stuff. He says that he just swung the light at him. He didn't mean to hit him. He says that Pedro was bleeding, so he must have did something. No, buddy, I'm going to tell you who did it. Pedro got his ass whooped by Winter, and you got your ass whooped by Summer, Nicole, who came through in the summer on vacation. Pedro sat there at the table, I mean in the home, and said that he wanted a divorce, that he needed to go to the Dominican, take a vacation. He needed to go home. And Chantel basically said, bye. You do what you got to do. Is this relationship over? Absolutely not, because we've seen them on Instagram happy as a lark. But what I want to do is open up the phone lines and get your reaction to all of this foolishness that is going on. Okay, like I said, foolishness. Okay, I don't understand how. Okay, so Sarah, is it working for her now? Sarah? Excuse me, y'all. 1 second. I got to do a little bit of house maintenance out here. Is it working, Sarah? She did. Okay, so is she there under a different name? I'm sorry, y'all. I got to do a little bit of house maintenance. But what I want to do is open up the phone lines. Now, if you all were on the last video, I promised Dr. Lovey that I would call her first, since she had done me a solid. And so we're going to call her after that. Sarah, if you can put the phone lines in. Susan White. Oh my God. Hi, Zena. Susan White, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Auntie, this is Zena. Zena, you know what? I will put a ticket in to see what happens, sweetie. I am so sorry. So anyway, as I was saying, I promised Dr. Lovey that I would call her since she had done me a solid, and that is what we're going to do. And then after that, Sarah, you can put the phone line on. I'm going to type it in, and you can just pin. I guess I'll pin it so that you all will call in. Again, like I said, I didn't want to do a long review on this because I've already talked about it, okay? So I am going to let you, the viewer, be the reviewer of this hot mess. Okay, so just 1 second, everybody. Let me see if I can get the doctor on the line. There we go.
Hello.
Well, hello,
Hi,
Dr. Lovey. You're on live. You are on live.
hi, cousin. Thank you, Auntie. I don't want to take too much of your time, and thank you, cousins. Hi again. Thank you. I want to say, cousins and Auntie, did you not hear what I told you guys, you ladies, last week about him saying the N word?
Yes,
sure did.
Yes,
and any self-respecting Black person or any person would not want to be called the N word. Okay. And also, did you see how Chantel took pictures of the injuries as if she wants to report Pedro and his sister to the police. And I think that's really wrong because she knows that this man is here by himself and he and his sister came for vacation. It looks like she wants to take the pictures of the injuries to show the police. And then also, like I said about the mocking the Spanish, you see how the mom was mocking his Spanish and stuff. And some people, well, I actually suspect that Chantal's family was on your super chat. I mean, on your chat last week or a few days ago because I feel that some people are just way too invested in defending Chantal's family. And I do think there's racism. And people that say that people can't not be racist within their own race that's really wrong. Because if that's the case, why do we have colorism and all kinds of different discrimination between people within the same race? So please don't say that. And if you say it's prejudice, then how do you call it prejudice? Doesn't prejudice mean prejudging?
Absolutely.
The family has had plenty of time to get to know. I'm sorry, Auntie. Had plenty of time to get to know Pedro and his sister. So there's not prejudice, okay? They're there. I still want to implement my that they are very much so think they're higher class, and I don't want to bring race, but I'd be ignorant if I say it's not. And I do think they think they're better quality people than Pedro's family, even though they're all black. And also, she did lie to her friends, and I'm glad that you pointed that out. And I just want to say again that I think Chantal's family is very, very unclassy, and they look really stupid. And Chantal, you can either make your home or you can break it. And that's exactly what you did. You broke your home. And I think that this show, people want to portray or project whatever they want about their relationships on Instagram and stuff. But being on this show and also having these kind of big issues within families really shows what's really going on in your home. And I think it's absolutely immature for this family to do what they're doing. And they really, really are very unclassy and very racist, in my opinion. And thank you. Thank you so much.
And you know what, Dr. Lovey, I had some people to come out when I said that, and they were like, well, they're black, so you can't be racist. I'm like, where did we get that from? Like, just because the color of my skin is black doesn't mean that I'm absent of racism. And so
exactly,
I don't understand that. So I'm glad you said that because I just was like, well, when the hell did we come up? Like, where is racism in the dictionary in this sense? Exempt black people are exempt from being racist. Like, where did this come from?
I totally agree. And some people said, well, they're both black, so it's okay to be called the N-word. First of all, that N-word should be excluded from our mouth. And if you say it as a slang, well, peace, whatever, that's cool, whatever. If you guys are cool like that, cool. But like I said, they come from a different culture, and I don't think any self-respecting black man is going to want to be called an N-word, especially under the context of aggression like it was that time. And I think that I haven't watched the seasons since the beginning. However, the few seasons that I did see, River even tells him to shut up and mocks his English. And, Pedro is very frustrated because he cannot verbally express himself. So possibly that could be the underlining reason why he expressed himself physically. And I think anyone will reach a breaking point when they feel like they're being taunted, demeaned, and harassed. They came there. I know Nicole is such a brat, and Pedro is a little bit too accommodating towards his family. However, they came there to be peaceful and very agreeable. So I think it was absolutely classless that this stupid mom would go on there and do what she did and support her children. Once a woman and man marry, they're a new family, and you need to respect their relationship. But anyone that wants to destroy their relationship can continue to tell their friends and family all of their business, like this foolish Chantal is. She just seems like someone mentioned she's just like Hillary Banks on that Will Smith show. The Fresh Prince. She acts just dingy. She doesn't speak intelligently and act like an intelligent and mature young lady that's a wife. she's not ready to be a wife, you know? And maybe she thought she was doing something brand new by having like it maybe it sounded exotic to have like this Afro Latino. But when you marry someone of another culture, you have to also respect their culture. I mean, yes, as
Absolutely.
long that you yes,
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
I agree
Yeah,
with you
yes,
totally. You have to respect the culture. And I mean, I just don't, I mean, I don't understand, I just don't understand why it's okay for them to make fun of them, to belittle their language, for the mother to be
yeah,
screaming back and forth, "Muy lawa," whatever. No immigration,
yeah,
just holding the immigration, the green card over his head, and just demeaning him in such a, she would never ever want Pedro's mother and sister to treat her like that. She got offended when the mother gave her chicken feet. And here it is, you bring them to your home and you set them up, you arrange the seating so that, because you know how people do. Come on. You totally arrange
yeah,
the seating so that this girl will be separated from Pedro and would not be able to have a
exactly,
support system from her brother. And then you all are sitting
exactly.
there piled up. It's five of y'all against those two, okay? Because Winter is two people all by her damn self. You have five people against
Yes,
them, and then you're wondering why your son is scratched up. You're wondering why your daughter is upset, why she could possibly have lost her marriage behind this. And then she says, nobody
exactly.
hits my little brother. Well, guess what? You were
Mm-hmm.
smacking the hell out of Nicole with your accusations. You did it in front of your family.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't confront her individually or by herself and say, look, I heard what you said through the door. You wanted to make a public spectacle of that girl, and it turned around. That river ended up being a drip at the end of the night. Point blank and period.
Exactly. Drip, cry me a river. Cry me a river, girl. Cry me a
Okay.
river. And also chicken feet. Some cultures like chicken feet. So I don't know why they would get so offended. Just the way they act. And, it's just such a sad thing because my husband pointed out that the Dominican Republic is another country that was unfortunately African diaspora country. So how dare Chantel's family think they're better than a country just because that other African diaspora may not be doing as well as people in America. I just think it's an absolute shame, and shame on them, shame on them. Thank you.
No, so thank you, Dr. Lavi, so much. Now I
Thank
noticed that
you.
there's a question, there's something out here from Sunday Ocean. She said, yes, we as blacks can discriminate, but we lack power. So the discrimination won't really hinder another race. How can
Disagree.
I disagree. I totally disagree. I respect it, but I disagree. When you have money, which a lot of African Americans do, the power to manipulate the legal system, which a lot of black people do, that's weird. You have the she did. I don't know what else she said. What there we have cities, we have congressmen,
Yes,
senators. We are not without power to change legislation. We are not broke back
exactly.
anymore as African Americans. Since when do we believe as African Americans that we do not have power to make changes over people's lives? That I can't get with it. I respect you, boo. I really do. I just saw your comment. I'm sorry, I ain't trying to, throw you
Yes,
under the bus.
and
But I'm saying
and
when
I just want to. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Hello.
go ahead, doctor.
Oh, I just want. I'm so sorry. You were saying. Continue on, please.
No,
Mhm.
and I was finished because I know I'm about to go on a rant.
And another thing, those that say that we don't, and someone just said, I disagree with the doctor. Her view is slanted towards her culture. What culture do you even know what culture I am in
And see, that's the
for you
thing
to make
about it.
that
They're making
assumption?
assumptions.
You
They're
don't even
making
know. You're
assumptions.
just judging by like the tone of my voice. You have no idea where I'm from. So you can just take that little comment somewhere else. And another thing, yes, we do have yes, people do have a power of judging or controlling discrimination because when you invest your dollars, your black dollars into stuff that does not support your well-being as a people, you are losing your power. So it's to your benefit to support people who also support people support you, and not invest your money, invest your time and your effort and your support towards racist and racist behavior. This is another thing. If people say that Black people don't discriminate against each other,
So
but
does
there's an
so,
issue
but
with the
Ripley,
good hair, bad hair
but
thing.
here's the thing,
If we
Ripley
can just
11-1-1-5-6. You said African Americans are not racist. Many date and marry Africans and West Indians all the time. So do other
are you
races.
kidding?
So do other races. I don't understand the defense. And I am an
Exactly.
African American woman. So let me
Exactly.
tell you something. I have I have friends who are extremely racist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with their views. We fuss and argue about it all the time. And I'm trying to tell you, it is an absolute, it's offensive to me. And there's no way in the world you're going to tell me after being on this earth, as long as I have been, that African Americans cannot be racist. And it ain't got a damn thing to do with power. We can,
Yes, they want it.
and then you say, well, no, they're not racist, they're a bigot. And I don't want to make this about racism, but I see it in the comments. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, where did we get it? Just tell me where we got it from. There is no way in the world you're going to tell me that you do not have friends who disagree and who choose a different path to love. They choose to love their own. So when an African American person says you need to marry your own kind, well, we have African American women and men who get angry when they see interracial couples. Oh, so that's not racist? That's just a bigot? I don't really want to make this about racism, because this is not about race. And to make an assumption because you're listening to Dr. Lovey's voice and because she is a doctor, to make it an assumption that she is of some other race, like, I'm about to shut this. You know what, doctor? We out of here.
No,
I, I,
no, no, no. No, please,
no,
please,
like doctor, like
no,
no,
please.
doctor.
No, no, please, 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 please. Just continue. But I just want to say there's one niece that just said she loves you, but there's people with PhDs who study racism, and she studied critical studies and of race. First of all, we can always challenge what people say, and you should know already, even though we do appreciate academia and just knowledge is power. However, we are, as the people, whether we're educated or not, have the right and have the critical mind to think and be able to critically challenge any kind of opposition or any kind of position there is in the legal, in the academic system. Obviously, if you've been in school, and especially in America, we have some distorted views of what Thanksgiving was, and we've grown up to think certain things about our so-called founding fathers. So, and as we've grown older, we've learned about different things and how it isn't actually like what we've been taught. So for you to make this comment as if someone that doesn't have a PhD has no right to speak their mind and challenge what we've been told or so, that's just a really far-fetched assumption, and it's a very far-fetched way of thinking in terms of just just giving people the valid, just invalidating people's views on any kind of opposition. But anyway, let me get off the thing. I know your nieces and my cousins want to talk, so anyway, that's all.
I love you,
Thank you,
doctor.
Auntie. Love you too. Thank you. Bye.
I'm sorry, y'all. I just get heated over stuff like this because I call it your own with auntie. Hi, caller, you're on with
Hello?
auntie.
Hey, Auntie.
Hi, who am I speaking with?
This is Michelle from San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, Michelle from San Antonio.
Hey, Auntie, I love your YouTube channel. I'm such a huge fan.
Thank you. You know your auntie showing it. She on another little side. What you want to talk about, sweetie?
Oh my gosh. I just want to start off by saying that Chantel and Pedro are my favorite couple, but just specifically in reference to her family, every time I watch the episode, I'm always thinking you would think that her mother would be more open, seeing as how she is married to a man who is actually biracial. Although the family is obviously American, her husband is biracial, her kids are biracial, but she's not open at all. It's just amazing to me. Every time I'm watching the episodes, I keep thinking she's saying these crazy things, but I'm looking at her husband and I'm looking at her kids, and I'm just thinking, they're biracial. How are you this ignorant when you chose to marry a man who comes from a different background than you?
I just think that, let's put the racism thing to the side. Let's put the prejudice, the bigoted thing to the side for tonight because it really is a touchy subject for me. And I don't like how they treat them, period. I don't like how either
Right,
side
I
treats
agree.
the other side. I don't like how Nicole and Pedro and the mama look down on their family. As I've said many times before, I thought it was classism, but when you are standing there and you are making fun of another culture's language, their dialect, and just throwing the immigration thing up, to me, there's an issue. Now, whether or not you want to label, you can label it whatever you want to label it. I do want to continue to keep this dialogue open, but not in this way, because it is my opinion, and everybody has their opinion. I got my glasses on. Usually, I don't look in the comment section, so this stuff wouldn't even have bothered me. But
Right.
it's basically my opinion. I believe that she made racial comments. That is my opinion. Now, whether or not she made them
Yeah.
because she is prejudiced or she is a bigot, in my opinion, she made racial comments. Point blank and simple.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about it. And at the end of the day, they do appear to be a mixed family. I don't know what they're mixed with, but they do appear to be a mixed family. And so for you to look down on someone else, I really have a problem with it. I got a problem. And then for River to sit at the end of the table and use the N word of all words for him to use, and then you you
Yes.
you make an apology and say, well, they made me come out of character. No, that's your character, boo, because out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. It is what it
Yes.
is.
Honestly, me personally, I'm in her same situation. I'm going through the process of the K1 visa, and I could not imagine my family ever treating my husband like that. First of all, they would know all of my business. I've been with my fiance for almost 4 years, and outside of what I tell them, they have no idea about him in that sort of way, and they're never going to know. And I'm just amazed at how they talk to him and vice versa. It's just really uncomfortable, and I just hope that I would never have to go through anything like that.
True. I appreciate you so much for calling. um I think I'm going to, oh, wait a minute, hold on, caller. Jana Meyer, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. We could put this towards George's commissary. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Thank you, Jana, so much for lightening the mood. This is really a touchy thing. Anytime you talk about race, politics, or religion, it's going to be touchy.
Yes.
And I just appreciate you calling in, caller.
Thank you, Auntie. Have a good
I
night.
love you, boo boo. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye. So the phone lines are open. 240-986-1536. Your auntie gonna go ahead on the hang on in here with y'all, okay? I'm calling you over, auntie. Okay, it was just sitting there. Hi, calling you on with
Hello.
Auntie. Hi, calling you on with Auntie.
Hi, Auntie. It's Kimberly Marshall. How are
I'm
you?
fine. Hi, Kimberly. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Good.
um, so I just want to piggyback on Dr. Lovey. I literally, we must be cousins because she read my mind. But I don't want to talk about the racist stuff. I just want to talk about the ignorant family of family Chantal.
Thank you,
Um,
Kimberly.
basically, I I cannot believe that Chantal has been raised to be so spoiled. Um, I'm not a fan of Pedro and his family, but I think he has something right about that family. And she walks around with her chin up like her nose is running half the time when you watch her on the episode. Her mom acts exactly the same way. And at the end of the day, like the previous caller, when you get married, and I'm married, um, you make a vow to God or whoever you made a vow in front of all your family and friends that you become separate from your family and that you marry your best friend. And with your best friends, you tell them everything. You don't go run to mommy and daddy every time something don't go right with your family. And her family should be completely ashamed of themselves. Instead of being, specifically Chantal's mother, being a real mother, and I'm a mother, and letting your child make their mistakes because they hated him on day one, okay? They should have just left that alone. It was completely embarrassing. I don't care what color you are. As Americans, it was embarrassing how they acted on TV. What you should have done was say, hey, you are a grown woman. You should have had this conversation, even if you had a 90-day visa about finances, where you are with children, and this is all goes to all of them. But especially, and I'm black, and I don't know. My mom would have said, you know what, honey, you chose to lie in this bed. I will always be there for you. Not, but you need to work this out with your husband. Don't come to me, and let Pedro and his family act out. Because what she does is she keeps running back to her parents and they egg her on and they come. You can tell he's spoiled. They want to come to for the rescue. And what they should do to get that man out of her life is let her fall on her face and realize this marriage ain't gonna work. If they keep doing this, she's just gonna play this stupid game, running back, attention, pay attention to me, please pay attention to me. And I'm just sick of watching the girl. I mean, she just looks completely stupid on television. And her parents should be ashamed of themselves. Ashamed. That's what I gotta say. It just made me angry seeing them act like that. Don't want to bring race in it, but as black people, we are seen bad on TV, and it's really sad. It's really sad. And I live in Georgia. I'm from DC, Maryland, Virginia area, but I live in Atlanta. And if I ever see them on the street, I'm going to tell them about themselves.
Absolutely. And you know what? Thank you so much for that perspective because she is absolutely and I don't know if she's spoiled or not, but she's absolutely entitled. And for some reason, she believes that Pedro is not supposed to do anything for his family, but her family does things for her. So I mean, I don't understand it. The thing about it is she started off wrong because she brought this man into her family's life under false pretense. So the family was side eyeing him from the very beginning. All she had to do from the beginning was tell the truth about this man's real identity. That's it. That's it, and that's all. After she did that, she ruined the relationship everybody was side eyeing the man. You understand what I'm saying? So Pedro really never had a chance, and it is his whole family, her whole family against him because his family is in the DR. So it's just, I don't know. It's just a mess. It
She's
is really a
young. She's
mess.
young, and she's making a big mistake. And the problem is there's going to be a divide with their family for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then the thing about it, you stand there and cry. My brother not talking to me, crying over that. You know what I'm saying? You're the victim. Oh, poor Chantel. She's such the victim. Oh God, now I'm feeling guilty. I'm feeling like it was all my fault. Duh, it was all your fault. Now, what one thing I liked about Pedro was he took ownership. She said, "You kicked the table, kicked the food off the table." He said, "I damn sure did not kick it again." So I mean, even though he's putting the blame on her, she's putting the blame on him, and so they're not communicating. And they're not communicating because she's not an honorable woman. She's not a woman of integrity because she runs back, like you said, and tell her family this, and it's just too much stuff going on. It's just a hot mess, and that's why this couple is so controversial, and it just makes all of our blood boil and gets all of us out of character.
Well, thank you, Ani. I appreciate it. I'm a huge fan, and I'll let my other cousins talk about her.
Thank you for still being a fan.
Oh, I love you, Ani.
Love you
I'll let my other
too.
cousins speak.
Okay,
Thank you so much for
they
hearing me.
blowing this phone up. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, y'all blowing this line up. I mean, y'all not faking with it. Y'all are not faking with it at all. Well, hello, caller, and you are on with Auntie.
Hi, Auntie.
Hi, who is this?
Hello, this is Jasmine Lily. I called you before. We
Hi,
spoke about. I'm from
Jasmine.
Morocco. I live in D.C., Virginia, Maryland area. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm
Hi,
doing great.
cousin.
She said, "Hi, cousin."
I'm so happy to have reached you for the second time.
I know that's
Ooh la
right.
la.
All these missed calls.
Thank you, Auntie. Woo-wee! Where can I start with them couple, Pedro and Famille de Chantel, like he says? It was honestly blood boiling. The mother, she has done just pissed me off the whole time. She was very vindictive, making fun of their language when she was going around with the weave. Uh, it's no bueno para mi familia. I didn't like that. It's not who treats people in their home, especially if they're overseas, in such a way. No
Absolutely.
matter what they've done, if they're in your home, you have to kind of be extra nice to them because they're in your home. It's called hospitality. Right, Auntie?
Absolutely.
What
Hospitality.
hospitality means to me.
Okay. Hospitality. I agree with you 100%.
You know, yeah, they're in your home. You can just wait, talk about it as civilized people. Don't set Pedro up where he can't be next to his sister. After all, she is in the U.S. for a visit, and all she has is her brother. So you got five people against two. That is not right. That is not right.
It's not right.
And one more thing that I agree with you, Auntie, on a 100%, the mother does feel kind of like she's holier than thou, like bougie and ghetto at the same
a
time. She
bougetto.
thinks she's better than that.
Yes, she does. She absolutely
I
thinks
call
she's
her.
better than them.
Ghetto.
Absolutely. And
She
she needs
acts
to
like
be brought
she's
down a
better
peg or
than
two.
them. She's not. She's not better than them. And what's up with every time? Hold my ring. Hold my
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
jewelry.
Like she
We
Lord
know
of the
you got
Rings.
jewelry, okay? We can see it. You don't have to say it all the time. Put it somewhere yourself.
Right.
My God, what a mess.
What a mess. I'm trying to tell you. Thank you so
And
much.
I agree with you. She was kind of racist, kind of throwing it out there, and people should not get mad at that. If it talks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's a bloody duck.
Quack,
Right,
quack, 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 quack,
duck.
quack,
Auntie. God bless
I
you. You
love
put
you
a smile on my
too.
face every day. I will not
Oh,
hold your time. I will let my cousin go ahead and take it from here.
yes,
But
because
I'm
they blowing this
watching.
phone
Clink,
up
clink,
over
clink,
here.
clink.
Clink, 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 clink. Love you.
I love you too, Auntie. Bye,
Yeah.
cousin. Bye,
Bye.
Auntie. See you
Mwah.
later. Bye bye.
Okay. If it walk like a duck, it talk like a duck, it just might be a duck. Okay. Hi, calling your home with Auntie.
Hi, Auntie.
Hi. Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking to Melissa. How are you?
I'm good, Melissa. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing really well. I wanted to bring a point. I think that I'm just like all my cousins. I'm disgusted with how Chantal's family acted through dinner because it's just hospitality. You don't have to agree with the marriage or you don't have to agree with how your daughter was being treated, but you could have been hospital and handle things closed doors. Just like when Nicole's mom visited Ozan's family, very respectful, and she didn't show that family how she was feeling about their son, and she, pulled him aside and spoke to him privately. So kudos to Nicole's mom on that part. But I also think that if I feel like the relationship with Chantel and Pedro, I feel like Pedro's family was sort of poking at Chantel for a really long time through phone calls and sort of just not being nice to her and talking about divorce and sort of brushing her feelings away when they would FaceTime and things like that. So I felt like she basically couldn't really handle it or she wasn't mature enough and she took things back to the family, back to her family, and her family does not have the maturity to handle how to respond to their child being disappointed in marriage. So that's how I feel about the situation. I feel like for their relationship to continue, Chantel is gonna have to really, mature up, and Pedro, hopefully he's learned some lessons too with finances.
True. True.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I'm
go ahead, sweetie.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Auntie.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm done. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say I agree with you. I think that, but that's the thing about it. I think because it's such disrespect on both sides that it has all of us, on the edge of our seat and just ready to get in the midst of it. And you can't help but feel that way because it's such dysfunction at a high level. And in any time you start going to blows, you know what I'm saying? It's just going to, it's going to get your blood boiling. And you're just going to be ready to get in there and rumble and do what you have to do. And so I think that that's what we see it in the comment section. And that's what we we all kind of feeling. It's just, we just really frustrated at the disrespect. And,
Right.
you're saying hospitable, the other caller said hospitable. There was no hospitality shown really on either side. And if you remember when they went to the DR and the incident happened with, the chicken feed, the both of the moms agreed to stop the foolishness, but it did not stop
Right.
because the father, being the silent partner, would try to intimidate Pedro with River there. So River and Pedro, I think both of them was really ready for a fight. They was really ready to put their paws on each other.
I think that Chantel's family is super egotistic, like everyone has been saying, and they're nationalists, and they feel like Chantel is too good for what the situation that she's in. But I'm around the same age as Chantel, right? And Chantel is currently in nursing school. And I remember the first episode when we were introduced to this couple, Pedro really didn't have a good job, right? So I felt like she did a lot privately without her family. Like she didn't even tell her family that she was marrying him. She told them that she was tutoring him.
Right.
So she already had went to the lawyer, supposedly visited him and paid for her own flight, right? She's, invested a lot of time into this man. So I feel like in, applying for school and doing all that, I also studied nursing. and doing all that. I think everything that she felt like she deserved more from Pedro. I don't think that she was against Pedro's family, but I felt like she wanted more from Pedro. And when she didn't get more from Pedro, she ran to her security, and that was her family. And her family, unfortunately for her family is super immature and totally, probably maybe caused her to lose her marriage, or to learn a really
Absolutely.
big lesson. So I feel like it started with the root of all this is Pedro and Chantel. If Pedro would have sort of been more supportive on how he talks to Chantel, or some sort of financial. She's been talking about money and standing up. All she talks about is she wants him to stand up for her. She wants him to speak up. I mean, he'll have full blown conversations with his family about her while she's sitting right there. Right? That's really. I mean, I'm a good person, and I don't think I would handle my husband talking negatively about my family to his parents. So I feel like we also, as cousins, we have to think about like how he, talks about her. I feel like she's just sort of been poked, 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 poked. And she ran back to her family, and her family, their culture isn't really good in it either, and it doesn't represent American culture. I feel like
Absolutely.
Nicole Ozon's fiance or whatever. I feel like Nicole's mom is more representative of the American family, even though they have, they kiss. They're not really good either, but like at least they went over to Morocco and they didn't say he's just using our daughter. He gives them money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like, and then Pedro, I don't think he really gets it. I mean, he threw out the divorce. He said maybe this is a cause for a divorce, right? And then he couldn't back it up. Like I just feel like he needs to, if he wants this marriage to work, that he needs to recognize that he needs to not talk in front of her. If he's gonna talk to his sister and mom about her, then he needs to do it behind closed doors and make sure that they need to understand that they need to respect his wife and their family. Like there's no boundaries in this relationship. They're both
Absolutely.
egotistic, but Chantel's family has no hospitality, doesn't represent the American culture, and they totally just embarrass all American families. I feel like it's just you just don't do that.
Absolutely.
So it's a they just and I think in the comments and stuff, I think cousins we all have our own opinions, we all have our own cultures and experiences, but I think that we all love Auntie, and we all need to just be like super respectful,
Oh,
and we all need to just
is it
understand
people?
that
Is it
yeah.
people out there disrespecting me?
No, nobody's disrespecting you. I'm just saying, like the whole arguments. I feel like people are getting heated up, and I feel like it's a little. This could be a very positive conversation, but I just feel like people are sort of taking this too personally, maybe with culture and religion and race. Everyone has different opinions, and we just gotta disagree and agree with each other. And I think for the most part, we're all agreeing with each other that Chantel's family took an L for this one, a big L.
They did. Thank you so much for your opinion, sweetie. And I love
We
you.
love you. I'm so
Okay.
glad you didn't hang up. Thank
I
you
was
so
about
much.
to
Thank
shut
you,
it
cousin.
down. All right, here's another one
Bye,
of your
auntie.
cousins. Mwah.
Mwah. Bye, auntie.
Bye boo. Well, hello, caller. You're on with Auntie. Up, they hung up. Okay. Let me get that. Let me get that again. Let me get that again. So I understand, just 1 second, caller. So I understand that Chantel's family is out here in the chat. Welcome, 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 family. Okay, so I just got some intel, and I'm not sure if it's true or not. Some intel from someone. I won't say who that someone is. Is that someone, but with the last name Moore is actually Chantel's family? Let me see. Hi, welcome. Where you at, boo? Mama Otter, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Do you think Chantel's mother resents that Pedro puts his family before Chantel because her daughter should be on a pedestal, not second fiddle? Okay, let me read that again. Do you think Chantel's mother resents that Pedro puts his family before Chantel because her daughter should be on a pedestal now? Absolutely, she probably does, Mama Otter. Thank you so much for the super chat. Absolutely. It could be the fact that she resents it, but I think that sometimes some of it is a little bit of displaced anger too, because what mother would want their daughter to be lying to them the whole entire time and saying that this person is just a student and come to find out you're marrying him. Thank you, Crystal Hogan, so much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. I don't know. I just got some intel. Y'all know Auntie be getting all the intel. I don't know, I don't want to put nobody on blast like that. But that's the intel. I don't know what more it is because I'm not really looking at the comments. So, if you're a cousin, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, calling you on with Auntie.
Auntie, am I live?
Yes, you're live.
I'm live, Auntie. Oh, I'm excited. This is Jazz Nicole, Auntie. I love watching you.
Thank you, boo. How you doing? You all out of breath and everything?
I was excited. I didn't know you was going to pick up the phone. I've been calling you about 3 times already.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Let me tell you, this phone been jumping.
Because everybody wants to talk about this family.
Okay.
This family. Now, let me tell you something. The family is bothering me very badly, but this episode, what bothered me most about the family day Chantel is the lashes on Chantel's face. I need her to get a natural lash. I really do. Because every time she blinks, it irks me.
We might have
I need her to get a natural lash.
Okay, we might have to do a GoFundMe, okay? A GoFundMe to get her some
something
real natural, some neat
natural lash. Natural lash.
Okay.
Relationship started. Chantel lied. She set Pedro up to be the bad guy, and the family did. And they have treated him as ever since the beginning of the relationship. So at the end of the day, it's all her fault. All these problems are her making. She made all of it.
She did. I absolutely agree with you. She really did.
Yeah. And my other thing is, this is my other thing. Why does she keep perpetuating that the sister called her a bitch? Whenever you see the translation, it's never translated that she called her a bitch.
Well, I didn't know what
you know what I'm talking about.
So you saying that she in this season she's still saying it? Because did I miss that?
Yeah, she said she mentioned it again in the season. She mentioned it again in the season, and they replayed it. And it shows clearly that that's not what the girl said. Now when Chantel came back and said, you called me a bitch, Nicole was smart mouth to say, yeah, I did, but she didn't call her that. But they did mention that again in this season. Chantel mentioned it. So I don't understand why she perpetuates this lie. That bothers me.
Because she gotta be a victim. See, she's a victim. That all that crying and stuff like that we see, and the sister, went to smack her. Stop crying. She's got to be she has to be the victim, because in her being the victim, it makes Pedro wrong. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
It makes,
you're right.
It does. It makes Pedro absolutely wrong. So she's got to be the damsel in distress, the damsel who's being verbally abused. And every time she when she was sitting there on the sofa and she was talking to Pedro, and she said, you're going to have to make a choice between whether or not you want this marriage, or then you get to stuttering. Say what it is that you have to say. Either you're going to pick them or pick me. And that's the sad part about it, is you see this weak, wimpy woman who's willing to take all kinds of abuse just to stay with her husband. And it's really
well. I enjoy watching the show, but I think I enjoy more coming on here after the show and getting it up in these comments with the cousins and listening to you go on and on. I enjoy that more than the show. So I'm so happy you picked up, Auntie. I'm gonna let my cousins go get in so they can say some more stuff.
I love you, boo.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Mwah. I hear y'all is y'all are riled up in the comments. I had to take my glasses off because I was seeing some stuff in the comment section that I was like, okay, I gotta maintain, okay, in the membrane. Y'all off the hook tonight. Hi, calling you on with your auntie.
Hi, Auntie. How are you?
I'm doing great. Who is this?
This is Simone Moore from Detroit.
Hi, Boo.
I am awesome. I just wanted to clear it up. What more are they speaking of? Because if I'm related to Chantel, and I have some long lost cousins I know not a darn thing about.
How are you? Go ahead on the sister record.
Now, I do want to clear the air. I am Team Chantel. I do disagree with a lot of the comments, but I do feel that people are entitled to their opinions as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The only part of the conversation I don't agree with is the racism part, but I choose not to go that route. I choose not to discuss that because at some point you're going to have to agree to disagree at this point.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. And you know what the thing about
what I will say is this. I feel that a lot of people are too busy blaming Chantel and giving Pedro passes. I'm sorry. The Pedro family was just as nasty, just as rude. Pedro family, those chicken feet, that chicken feet was not a sign of endearment. That was done to be nasty. And the part that made me really feel that way was when they wouldn't sit there and eat it themselves.
True.
If it was a form of endearment, then why didn't they eat it?
True. True.
That's the one complaint I have with them. The second complaint I have, Pedro talks to that family nasty. If Pedro talks to that family with respect, I would feel a little bit different about Pedro, and I could honestly be on Pedro's side. But he's no angel. He talks to them disgusting. I'm just going to give my little history really quick. I am married. I have 6 siblings. My husband has 10. I cannot stand my husband's brother. I cannot stand that man with the passion. I have to pray every time I go to dinner with these folks if he's there.
Okay, tell a business, girl. Spill a tea.
But I have to be honest and tell the truth. The difference between myself and them, my husband goes and discusses with his family certain things. And I feel like it's okay for Pedro to discuss with his mom and Nicole, but then when I want to discuss with my family, my husband gets so upset. Oh, you shouldn't have said this, you shouldn't have said that. And I feel like, well, why are you allowed to go talk to your family, but I can't speak to mine when I'm having issues or disagreements? So that's the thing I see. What I see is there's a balance of power in a relationship. And I agree what they both need to do is remove their families totally.
Absolutely.
From the picture.
Absolutely.
Sit down, have a discussion like me and my husband did. I had to remove his crazy family and I had to remove my crazy family. And we both had to sit down and have a discussion together and decide, do we want to stay married? Are we going to allow other people to interfere with our relationship? And we decided to resolve our issues ourselves.
All right now. But let me ask you
I'm
something.
Just saying,
let me ask you something,
yes, ma'am.
Simone Moore, since you gave your whole entire name, date of birth, and social security number. Do you ever feel like busting the brother in the head, the brother-in-law in the head?
Not gonna get too far.
Do you feel like busting the brother-in-law in the head? Have you ever gone to dinner and felt like you wanted to fight?
Auntie, when I tell you that I have to pray before I go around them, I literally have to pray. His brother did something to me as a sister-in-law that I feel I was nice enough. Me and my husband own a house. We let my brother-in-law stay there. He was homeless. He sat there and destroyed our home. When I went to sell the house, my husband was deployed. I went to sell the house. I lost almost $5,000 on the sale because of that.
Oh,
all I asked my brother-in-law to do was to allow me to come in and fix the house up. He would never leave the keys. He would never be there. And at the time, I was pregnant and I couldn't manage both homes. So I had to sell the house as is. Well, I lost over $5,000 in that deal.
Oh my
So I
God.
carry that animosity to this day because I felt like that was just selfish. Well, I could have did $2,000 worth of work. I've lost over $3,000.
Oh, don't cry, Simone.
No, I'm not gonna cry. But what I'm saying is, I sympathize with both sides. And so, and another thing, someone said something about Afro Latino. My grandfather is 100% Cuban. My grandmother's 100% African American. When I tell you my grandfather was something else, my grandmother had to cater to him. She had to do different things because you're right, it is a cultural difference. Even as grandkids, we had to do certain things around my grandfather, who was Latino, versus my Black grandfather. So I actually experienced some of all of that. And I don't mean to come on there and drag and talk about my situation. What I'm saying is I understand both sides. I understand why everybody is so angry, but at the same time, I feel like everybody's giving Pedro his pass, and Pedro was just as nasty and rude. And that's how I feel. My husband does that. My husband, when my brother's younger, my brother's this, my brother's that, it doesn't excuse what he did. And I shouldn't have to sit up there and be nice to somebody who wasn't nice to me. So my solution is they remove both families and work on their marriage first. And then they go around and both of them need to stop telling their families. That goes for Pedro. That goes for Chantel. Everybody saying, why Chantel tells her family? Well, why does Pedro run back and tell his mother things, do video chat this, and if they're talking about Chantel like a dog in her face? I think the parents were already on 10 because Chantel comes back and tells them everything after she's been dogged. So I tell you, I don't want to hold up the line, but I'm telling you, I understand both sides. I've been there. And I think both are wrong.
Yeah. I do agree that both of them are wrong. And I thank you so much for sharing your story. And I know, you said you don't want to hold it up, but let me tell you something. It always takes one person to open up the door. And sometimes we need to have
That's true.
hard discussions. And let me tell you something. I know your brother-in-law did you wrong. And I know that you lost that money. And I know that you are hurt about it. But let me tell you something, honey. You got to walk in forgiveness because forgiveness is for you. And it is not for him, it's a gift to yourself. So I'm praying that
My husband just,
Simone, that
not
you,
to cut you off, my husband just told me this the other day. He just said this the other day.
well, that's confirmation because it's for you, Simone. Because you know what, you got to raise children. You want to be blessed in your life, and what you don't
Right.
want to do is close or clog yourself up to being able to receive the things that you need to receive. Trust and believe me. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. I will repay. So you don't even have to repay him by being angry or bitter or mad or
Right.
walking in unforgiveness. Let me tell you, what go around, boo, it comes back around. And it may be $5,000 for you, but it may be $20,000 for him. And no luck, no job, no. Let me tell you something. Forgiving somebody and walking in love to them is like taking coals, hot coals, and putting it on his head. Try it, see if it
You're
works
right,
for you.
Auntie.
And I am really going to be praying for you. I love you to pieces. Thank you so much for clearing up that you was not family Chantel. I,
Thank you.
I didn't know.
Love you
They
to
just was
pieces.
like, they was
And
like,
hello to all cousins. And sorry, I'm not Chantel's family.
okay.
Sorry.
Love you.
But you guys have a wonderful evening.
Love you.
Bye
Mwah.
bye.
Bye boo. So look, I know that it was some controversy. Things had gotten a little bit of hard. I use the R word, and for some people, it's hard for them to digest the R word. I may have been wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm big enough and bad enough and bold enough and woman enough to say that I was wrong. If I offended anybody by using the R word, I apologize. But you know what? This dialogue can be healthy when we make it healthy. Now, I don't know, if somebody disrespected me out there in the comment section, I will play it back and see whether or not I trust me, I'm going to play it back and see, whether or not somebody was just utterly disgusted. But you know what? We can agree to disagree. And so you all know me, you know my personality, for all of you all who've been with me for a while, and it is never my intention to offend anybody. So again, if anybody got offended by me using the R word, I apologize. I really do. That doesn't mean that I take back how I feel about it, because at the end of the day, opinions are like, buttholes. We all got one. And so, basically that's my opinion. I may go back and look at the video, and I may go back and look at the TV show and reassess and say, you know what, it isn't what I think it is. But I do absolutely want to apologize to anybody and everybody that I offended, because that is never Auntie's intent. And you know what? When y'all come in this room, hit that damn thumbs up button, and that's what be pissing me off. Okay, when y'all come up in here deep and all up in the comment section and can't hit the damn thumbs up button. The phone lines are remain open. The phone number is 240-986-1536. Again, that number is 240-986-1536. Come on in, call in. I know a lot of people were calling in. I see so many missed phone calls. I can't tell one call from the other call because I don't save your numbers. And so I'm not going to be able to, what I'm saying, call you back if your call got missed. Okay? So, hi, caller. You are on with Auntie.
Hello.
Hi, Boo.
Hi. I was waiting for that number to call in. I haven't spoken to you in so long, and I almost always miss the live.
Okay, so who am I speaking with?
This is Boss Pod.
This is who?
Boss Pod.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I am fine.
This live chat has really been entertaining. I just want to say that I enjoy this more than the show at this point. And I just need to tell all my cousins, y'all have great advice and viewpoints, but I need y'all to stop giving them such good advice because I'm trying to see round two.
Okay. You what? You want to see another fight?
I love this. They're both wrong, and I think we've established that. But they're happy being wrong. We just need to let them play in the dirt. We like seeing this. It's bringing us together.
Oh, what?
And honestly, I do. I wasn't team family Chantel, but I'm getting there because she really isn't living a happy life with him. And even though I don't agree with them getting involved with it as much as they have and jumping on them at their house, yes, it's rude, but they just stuck in their ways. They're not gonna let it go. And they want her, like she could have easily married into their society and had no issues if it just island hopping or whatever they think that she's capable of. And she's sitting in a kitchen on a mattress with his man, arguing with his family about TVs and hair curlers.
But you know what the thing about it is, it's really a disturbing thing. And I know, you making, you said you want to see the round two, but it's a disturbing thing to see families at war with each other. To me, it's very disturbing. And I think that's why we all hyped up and riled up like because it's disturbing.
It is what it is. I feel like the TLC did a good job with this, and they really just real stuff. It happens, and they were asking for it, the way they treat each other, and they're the ones who are going to suffer from it, or everyone does, not just the people who think they won, but everybody suffers when family fights. Everyone does, and I feel like that's what's happening in the live chat. Everybody's getting worked up about it because even seeing this stuff, you just, whew, I'm excited.
And you know what the thing about it, the it's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I mean,
I
you hate to pick a side, and I don't think that I've picked a side. At least I don't, because I think that they're both wrong. I think that both sides are dead wrong, and it's just who is the lesser of the two evils, because they were disrespected when they went over there, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. I just think that Chantel is the nucleus. I really do. I think
Yeah,
that the
it's definitely all
lie.
centered around her, and I know it's. But I'm joking when I say I want to be around too. But this is like cause and effect. You make your bed, you lay in it. You can't just keep stirring up stuff with people and going back and forth and being mean, and you reaping what you sow. And I think it's good for people to see that the consequences when you do that and you play in the mud, you get covered in dirt. You end up fighting and acting wild. And then people can say that you seem like a racist and you seem like you're prejudiced or classist or whatever words you want to put on it. It's because you're, when you get worked up, you're liable to say anything.
That
And I think
is
that's
so
really what
true.
happened. It might not be them all the time, but if you didn't do anything wrong, no one would have those words
But
for
that's
you.
what they showing us. I mean, that's what they showing us. Even when you look in the reunion,
Mm-hmm.
when you look at the tell-all that's coming on next week, the mother is sitting in there making some ignorant comment. I mean, just ignorant. I mean, she just, oh my God.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I think what we really, oh, I'm sorry, Auntie.
I'm a holder of rings.
You gotta hold the rings in the story though. If you buy your stuff, you gotta take them. I don't think she got a chance to at the dinner table. I mean, I didn't see any rings, but I don't know if she was ready for that time. But
Okay.
I really appreciate you having this forum for everybody to talk, and I really love
Yes.
all the cousins and everybody out there.
I
And thanks for
love
letting me call
you.
in.
You're so welcome. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Babu. Mwah. Hello there. You are on with Auntie.
Hey, Auntie. It's
Hey, who
Ava
is
from
this?
Allentown.
Who is it?
How you doing?
Who am I?
Ava from Allentown.
Hey, Ava, how are you, boo?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. What's up, girlie?
I would just like to talk about um I don't I didn't pick a side either. And I do agree with the caller that said to fix it they would have to separate from both of the families and really just concentrate on themselves, their marriage. However, I'm from originally from Virginia, way back in the country. And we were taught that if we go somewhere, we were taught to be respectful. And I feel like Chantel's family, when they went to the Dominican Republic, Chantel should have told them, like, listen, we're going to go to another country. They might serve some things that you might not like. You might go some places that you might not be used to. It might not be 5-star hotel. It might be country. You might get your shoes dirty, but just be respectful. And I think that when they went to the grandmother's house, I think that kind of hurt Pedro, because I feel like his family tried to be welcoming to the family, and then they didn't even get out the car. They like kind of turned their nose up to them, like you're not even good enough for us to get out the car and to interact with you or to even get to know you.
That's true. No,
So
that's a very
so I,
good
so I
perspective.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said that's a very good perspective. She should have warned them about it. But you know what? She didn't know a lot herself, because remember, she had never been to the grandmother's house. That was her first time meeting her. She didn't know a lot about him herself. She was almost like Vacation Molly. These damn women go out on vacation and want to. I can't. I can't with these damn people. Caller
Yeah.
8745. I will call you as soon as I wrap this call up. Just hold on tight. I'll call you as soon as I hang this call up. And the last digits are 8745. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Go ahead, sweetie.
and
I'm
and
sorry.
then and then I know it's a lot of talk about, she shouldn't have served the chicken feet, but some people like chicken feet, just like some people like pig feet and all the other stuff. So I just don't like if I would have took my dad over there and they would have served chicken feet, he would have been like, "Oh my God, this is a delicacy," and he would have ate it. He
Yeah,
would
I
have
would
been
have
so
been.
happy, but
Yeah, I would have been
but
swinging. I would have been swinging.
I'm sorry.
I said I definitely would have been swinging.
That I didn't hear you, Auntie. I'm sorry.
I said I would have been swinging if they came out and I came all the way over there, hungry, fresh off the plane. Just put my luggage up and I come
Uh
over to your house and you got some damn chicken feet sitting up on the. I'm swinging on somebody.
huh.
Fat as I am, I'm swinging on somebody because I'm hungry too. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, whatever. But then the thing
But
about it too is that do you believe that the family has a responsibility to what is going on with this person? I said I'm gonna call you back. So anyway, um, do you believe that the family had a responsibility to learn about the culture, given that their son-in-law is from another country?
I definitely, I definitely, I definitely do. However, how Chantel presented it, Chantel planted a seed, and when the harvest came up, that's the harvest. That's what she got. She planted. She loved her family. She loved her family, and Pedro, even in the beginning, he was like, "Why are you lying to your family?" And she was like, "No, no, it's okay. Oh my God, they're not gonna blah 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 blah." And I think that's what started the whole roller coaster. Let the law. Oh, he's coming over here to study. He's on a school visa, all that, because I feel like he really loves her.
You
I feel
do?
like he really loves her. And I mean,
Oh,
and then after that, I mean, the family just started attacking him like, "Oh my God, we're gonna need a prenup." He had no problem with the prenup. He signed a prenup. Oh my God, this, and then are you gonna be working? How are you gonna support our daughter? And I mean, all that's important. Like, get to know him a little bit, but they couldn't because of the lie, and they blamed him for it. And then after that, um, they went to Dominican Republic. They didn't like his family, and then it was just a roller coaster after that.
true.
And and I'm not either or like Team Chantel or Team Pedro, but I think Chantel initially planted that seed, and then the mothers. Oh my gosh, Chantel's mom is just so like she thinks she's so. I feel that she thinks she's so like she looks down on that family, like she looks down on them. And
She
then Pedro, I
does.
don't feel like Chantel gives him enough time to speak because it is a language barrier. So that's why I feel like that's why you hear him go like he's saying, in his own words, he's saying, give me time to speak because she always talk over him, so he doesn't even get to say anything.
True.
Like she'll just keep on talking, 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 talking over him. So he really doesn't even get to express himself.
True.
I don't know, honestly.
You know what?
I
We're
was
going to
waiting
all
for
be
you.
sitting back
Was
and we're
waiting
going
for
to
that.
wait to see because I'm gonna tell you, honey, this is one hot issue. We didn't almost went into a daggone hour and a half, and we still not done talking about this. Thank you so much for calling and loving your auntie boo boo.
You, Auntie, you're doing a fantastic job. I listen to you all the time. Thank you, Auntie.
Thank you, love you.
Love you too. Bye bye.
Mwah, bye.
Bye.
Okay, caller. This caller kept calling me, so I'm sorry, but I've got to call them back because they done rang my phone. I don't know how many times. So caller 8745, your auntie is just about to call you right now. Okay, so hold on tight. I don't know, who it was, but let your auntie pull a number up, okay, and I will get you on the line because that ass was called. Okay, this is somebody else. Okay. I'm sorry, Carl. I got to disconnect from you. Let me call this caller back because I promised that I would. I apologize, y'all. Oh my goodness. I so apologize, but I've got to call this caller back because I did promise that I would. So just one second, caller. Okay, caller 8745. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And that came from Enu Blue. She said, I would have made the chicken feet dance and saved the day. Okay. All right. That is such a blessing. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat.
Hello?
Hi, caller. You were on with Auntie. You was blowing up my damn phone. What's going on?
I'm so sorry, Auntie. I didn't hear you say you'd call back. That's because I turned you down, so I didn't want you in the background. But I'm Marie Schreiner. I'm the best one right now.
You're who?
And I'm Marie Schreiner.
You got to talk a little louder. Marie Shriner. I did get that. Hi, boo. Welcome to Auntie's Advice.
I'm so happy to get through.
Good.
Well, I just want to make two quick points. One is I actually saw no racism, maybe because I don't look at things that way. In my world and what I see on a daily basis is disrespect. It's right out the window with people anymore. Children aren't taught to say please and thank you. Everybody wants to get in line in front of you. It's all about me, me, me. So it's not sort of shocking to me that this ball of disrespect has been back and forth. And that's what it's been about. Just pure disrespect for other human beings. I don't care what color or religion or whatever else it is. People are not taught that. And the sad thing is, children aren't taught that anymore. So when they grow up, they don't respect other people because they don't even know how to respect themselves.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to put that out there. And I just think it all comes down to disrespect. And I also know for a fact that these reality shows are prompted and prodded the members. In other words, they sort of give them suggestions on what they might want to do or say to create the scene when they walk in. It's not scripted per se, line by line, but TLC, I'm sure went to Mama, Chantel's mama, and said, go ahead, you get really mad at it. Because if anybody thought her acting was anything less than B-rated, they're crazy. Because, the whole thing, pick my ring. Pick my ring. What are you going to do? You 5'1" person. What are you going to do? The whole thing was so contrived. And I can't help but believe TLC is prodding this stuff and planting things and then editing it. It's done on MTV's reality shows. I heard it on one of the reunion shows. This is what they do. So are we watching reality? Sort of, kind of. Reality that's been sort of created and prodded and pushed along for good ratings. And to hell with the fact that people are being injured. I mean, they have cornicals. And in my opinion, TLC has picked her, and she's already a train wreck with some emotional problems and whatever. And they're actually using her for ratings. So I don't know. Me and reality shows, I'm having sort of a problem with all them these days. It's not reality. It's a contrived reality show. There's some truth in it, but I wouldn't say a whole lot. It just seems acting all along the line, and all brought on by the instructions of TLC.
I think so. I think some of the things are prompted, but I think some of this stuff you can't make up. You just cannot.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Some of this stuff you can't make up.
I can
example of one particular show, and it came out and it was flipped and it wasn't supposed to be said, but similar situation where the mother and daughter got into it, and when the reunion happened, the daughter actually stated, you know, Mom, you went off like that and you said those things to me because right before I walked in the door, you were told by the cameraman and the production to, you know, make it more interesting.
Oh my God.
Really? That's true. I mean, I would name the show, but probably not a good idea. But it's on. It's, in fact, they just finished their second part of the reunion. So I think you can figure out what I'm talking about. But yeah, so it was said there, and you could see the person who was, you know, sort of sitting there interviewing, her eyes looked bugged out. Like, you weren't supposed to say that, you know? But yeah, so this is what they do. Now, do I think that the mother is actually a thug? Do I think they are demonstrating any sort of loving family relationship across the board? Both sides of us. And Pedro sending money and not telling his wife just seems shady to me. If it's not a big deal and it's a cultural thing, why are you hiding it?
You're right.
By the way, I don't understand why a lawyer needs to be helped out financially. I don't care where they live. Because that's what she said, or what he said his mother is, right? She's a lawyer.
True. He says she's a lawyer.
Well, she even said it. She's a lawyer, and she tells Mom thinks she's a harvester of money. I don't know how you do that. I'd like to know how to harvest money. Is there seeds for that or what? I don't know. But she also thinks that she is in the business of hooking up people through her practice. Am I right with that? Do you understand that to be the case as well, Auntie?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So my point is, he upgraded them to an apartment, which is beautiful. And, you know, I get that. I'm Sicilian, you know, that's what we do. You take care of each other. But why be so underhanded about it?
True.
And I don't understand why it's okay. I mean, come on, we're doing shopping trips from shampoo to flat screen TV. They don't sell any of that in the DR? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, is it that much cheaper when you buy the shampoo and then you spend the money on sending it? Is it that much cheaper still?
I don't know.
We would have to,
we would have to get it with somebody that's from the DR that can be an expert and tell us whether or not it is cheaper. I mean, I know that, you know, some countries have things imported, like anything that we have over here that's imported to us that we don't produce ourselves, it costs us more money. So I don't know, you know, I'm sure shea butter shampoo is not made over there. It's something that's imported. So I can imagine it being cheaper over here than if they had it over there. So, you know, I'm not really sure. But you know what? I'm going to be looking.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably cheaper here, but you're also then sending it. So now you have shipping on top of that.
Well, you know, sometimes that shipping is worth it, though.
Send the money. Send the money. You need shampoo, Mama. Here. I'm going to send you money every month, and then you go buy it.
But you know, you think about. I mean, but if you think about it, let me tell you something.
Really,
if you think about it, shipping is worth it because Amazon is selling it for $99. Okay, you can get 2 days shipping for Amazon for $100. So you know, sometimes it's worth it to just go ahead on and pay for the shipping. But I thank you so much for calling. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
And for being such a supportive.
Thank you so much for letting me call. I love you. And your voice, let me tell you, the angels in heaven sing with you.
Oh, thank you. I love you.
I love you too, Auntie. Okay. Keep up the good work.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, caller, you're going to be the last caller of the night. because we have got to move on to Nicole and Ozon. And the way that I'm feeling right now, I don't even know what y'all done beat me up tonight. Hi, calling your old Avanti. Oh, what happened to the caller? I'm sorry, caller. Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Let's see. Come on and come through, caller. Come through. Just 1 second, caller. I'm trying to set you up. I lost you some kind of way.
Okay.
Hi, calling your own with Auntie.
Okay. Hi, I'm Janice.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? I'm excited.
I am doing fantastic.
Oh man. We're talking about Chantel, right? And Pedro.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I think that Chantel did stir it up because she keeps going back to her family, telling them every single thing that's going on in her marriage. But the he was supposed to take her side because they're married, but she stirred it up.
I believe she stirred it up too. I believe she has a part in it. It's almost like, a piece of, it's almost like a piece of pizza. You slice it in 18, 16 parts or whatever, and everybody's hand got blood on it as far as I'm concerned. Everybody. But I do believe it
That
all started from the lie.
that's true. That's true because they shouldn't have lied. They shouldn't have lied about why he was here,
Well, he
and
didn't
they
want to,
shouldn't have.
remember? He didn't want to lie. She forced him to tell that lie to
But
her
that's
family.
true. That's true. I remember. He didn't want to lie, so she started the lie and then her family blamed him instead of coming to her saying why did you lie, and that it was ultimately her fault because she brought him to her family that way.
Yeah. You know.
But it started from the lie, and so they don't trust Pedro, and they don't trust anything he's doing. But he he is he is doing some things that are kind of shady, but I don't think that he's doing it because it's necessarily that it's something underhanded. I think he doesn't want to be honest with how much he's spending and how much he's spending them.
Yeah, because he's one of those guys he seems a little male chauvinist, like, I'm the man and I get to do what I want to do. And I don't, I spend my money the way I make my money, Chantel, and I spend my money the way I want to spend my money. You know what I'm saying? He seems like he's really one of those male
Absolutely.
chauvinist type guys. And then, she's to be, I need to, go sleepy on top of the, she's talking all through her teeth and, oh my God. Oh my
Absolutely.
God.
I hate when she does that. I said, what is she? I don't know what is that. I don't know what that is because I'm Southern. I'm from the South. I'm from Florida. I don't know. That's not a Southern thing. That's something else. That's something else she's got going on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for calling, sweetie. And look, I am trying to cut this thing off. This thing that went to an hour and 40 minutes.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I was just so excited to get
I am
through
so
finally because I miss
excited.
your lives all the time because
Um,
I'm working, but I appreciate it.
oh, I'm so glad you got to be on a live. I love when my subscribers and my nieces and my nephews get to be on a live. Because when you come back, it's nothing like being out here um live, because you get to really communicate. You right on the minute, you're on the money, and everybody going back and forth in excitement. So I am so glad you had an opportunity to not only be on the live but to call in. Thank you so much for being supportive and for loving the family. Thank you.
Thank you, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank
I
you.
love you.
Love you too. Have a good night.
You too. Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so guess what? We have gone clean over our time. We were supposed to have been off of here a long time ago, but because y'all done got into the nitty gritty of it all, we are still going. We're still going, but I'm afraid you all, I can't take any more callers. We're going to have to try to do it in another one. Maybe we got to come back out, or maybe we can continue this on the Facebook channel. But we absolutely got to get off of here because it's been an hour and 40 minutes. Let me tell you, this has been one controversial chat, hasn't it, y'all? And so somebody is insisting on talking. And so, Sarah, I know you've been working and you need an eye break, but let me take this one last call. Because they ain't giving up. Okay. Hi, you're on with Auntie. You are the last caller. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Jimmy Cornbread.
Hey, Jimmy Cornbread. How are you?
I'm fine. Hello from Texas.
All
I'm
right,
happy to
Texas.
finally talk to you.
Are you one of the Texas crew out there in Houston?
That's right. That's
yeah!
right. Texas by way of Louisiana.
Yeah! Hi, Boo. How are you?
Hi. I'm seeing a parallel between Chantel and Elizabeth.
Okay.
They both come from rather controlling families, very involved families. And it's like both of them chose men who was more, I guess, more of a, what did Elizabeth call him? I can't remember what she said, but more of a controlling man to sort of break them away
Male
from their family. Like that's what they're
dominant.
seeking. That's what they want.
Yeah, they want one of those narcissist, male dominating type of male chauvinist pigs. Allegedly.
Right. It's like whether it's consciously or subconsciously, that's what they chose because of the kind of involvement, like how involved their family is in their life. But they still kind of like that, so they still stir up mess and go and complain and then play one against the other.
True. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. See, I can tell you
very similar. Very similar.
You got some wisdom in you because I agree with you 100%.
Very similar. And I'm wondering also, like Chantel's family seems very superficial, very much about looks and appearance. And I'm just wondering, like, if she's just a little bit color struck, and maybe that's why she likes Pedro also. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know. I never looked at it that way. I just think that she reminds me a lot of Molly. They find these vacation guys and they stay in vacation mode. And then when they bring them back to America, reality sets in. And all these cultural differences that you should have been researching and evaluating, you just didn't do your homework. Almost like Nicole not taking the right paperwork all the way to Morocco. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not doing your homework, and you can't expect for either one of you all to fully know one another if you just in vacation mode. And every time you see them, it's a quick trip over to the DR or a quick trip to America. You don't know anybody doing that kind of stuff.
No, and they both expected these guys to just sort of fall into whatever their plan was, and this is a human being with their own ideas. You just can't.
You can't do it. Well, thank you so much, Jimmy.
And one other thing.
Okay, go ahead.
One more thing I like to say is that more on Pedro's side, where I kind of felt a little bit sorry for him, is being Creole, in my South Louisiana background. We have our own foods that not everybody eats and not everybody knows like about it. And I felt like some of that, like people saying, "What is that? What do you put in that?" and being very kind of funny about the way we do things. So I kind of felt a little bit of what maybe Pedro's family, even though I think Pedro's family was extremely nasty to Chantel's family. I kind of get some of that kind of people wrinkling their nose up at what you do and how you do it. So I get that.
That's
A little bit of
true.
that.
That's
That's all I want to
true.
say.
Thank you so much, Jimmy Cornbread. I appreciate you and I love you so much. You have a great night and tell everybody that I say hi.
All right. Thank you, Auntie.
Love
Thank you, Auntie.
you. So we're going to wrap it up. And before I get another call, I'm going off air. Thank you all so much for everything. Let's continue to love one another and dialogue. I'm going to take me a break and we will be back to talk about Nicole and Arzon. And I will absolutely allow the viewers to weigh in. See you next time. Mwah.